All right, how's it going, everybody? Thanks for joining me today on the My Bourbon Journey Whiskey Review channel. So today we have something very, very special you'll see as we go through the review a little bit more. So what is this? So this is from Redwood Empire. This is the Haystack Needle Double Barrel Strength Port Cask Finished Bourbon. Yes, it's a mouthful. What is this? So this is coming in at 110 proof or 55% ABV. MASHBILL on this, again, this is going to be an MGP sourced bourbon. MASHBILL, 75% corn, 21% rye, 4% malted barley. So very classic MGP MASHBILL on this one. And it is age stated as 12 years. This will be an actual single barrel. And this pick came specifically from Don's Liquor and Wines out in California. So MSRP on this is going to be right around $125, and you'll see as we go through the video, for me, it's worth every penny. Like I said before we even got going, it's a very, very special whiskey. So with that being said, I'm excited to share this stuff with you. So let's go ahead and kind of get into the video. Color-wise, you can see, and this is like a big, dark, deep mahogany type of color, has clearly picked up a lot of that port cask finished. I didn't mention before, but it was aged for exactly 2 months in a port cask finished barrel. So, all right, let's go ahead and get into the nose here. Oh man, it is, if you think of a dark, rich fruit. I mean, this is heavy, like plums and raspberry, dark cherry. I mean, it is incredibly rich. You're not hit super hard with the sweet port, but what it's doing so far on the nose is that incredible, rich, dark, like almost like a liquor-soaked dark fruit is what you're getting like right away. Great like milk chocolate aspect to it. Really, really rich baking spices on this. And there's all this like fresh pastry note, almost like if anybody knows what a kringle is, it's a lot like that, where you get a lot of those rich sweetness to it. That pastry dough, the vanillas, and I know there's different kinds of kringles, but there's just this nice, fresh, like pastry note to it. Ah, man. And you start to actually pick up now some of that underlying aged bourbon. So you get a slight, almost like an aged or a dusty type of whiskey note. Not off-putting by any means. You just are starting to pick up what happens on a more aged type of bourbon. That like pure vanilla, like a vanilla bean. And like a really nice, sweet, like tobacco note on it. More of like a pipe tobacco, something along those lines, where you're getting that sweetness, or you smell when someone's smoking a pipe, you get that really nice sweetness that's there. Maybe even a touch of like a leather as well. It's hard to describe how rich the nose is on this, and just how overly complex it is. How well it's done is really what it leads me to, is that it's not super dominant in anything. It's all of what I just described, all put together very well. But the most important part is, how is it going to taste? Let's get into that right now. Cheers. Sweet mother of Jesus. It is like, if you can think of like a, holy moly, like a dark fruit cordial. Not as sweet as that, but it is super rich and decadent. It's got a great mouthfeel. It's oily. I mean, it is, I've got to like think here for a second. The complexity of this is incredible. So you get hit again with that dark fruit, like cordial. So you've got that sweetness. You've got a lot of the chocolate, a great oak presence to it, not over oak by any means. That spice factor that's there is incredible. Again, a lot of that fresh pastry note, more of that kringle where you're getting a lot of the sweetness from the pastry part of it and everything that's within that kringle. You've got a lot of the vanillas, and you'll get some of that like nuttiness that's there to it. Some of the cinnamon, clove, nutmeg. It is like a kringle in a bottle if I had to use some kind of defining term. It is that good. It's just so rich and decadent. More of that leather comes out of it. That tobacco note that's there, like a really nice, sweet, rich tobacco. Vanilla buttercream. This thing has so much going on, and I would imagine as you sip on this and it opens up as you kind of continue to sip on it, it's probably one of those things you're going to continue to pull out all sorts of flavors. I mean, the complexity that this thing has to offer, it's incredible. I mean, this will definitely be in my top whiskeys of 2020 for sure. So it just, to go back and try to put all of this stuff together, it's just the richness, that complexity, you know, how decadent it really is without being overly sweet. It's not so sweet that it makes it like undrinkable. It's just that complexity. Again, I keep using that term because it's all of that. The balance that it has to it is phenomenal. So for them to pick this barrel that was aged in those port casks, for me, it's a very special whiskey. And I think this would be one that if you got a hold of this and you were able to share this with others, I think a lot of people are going to probably echo that. They're going to be, I hope they would be impressed with this. I mean, it is, for me, it's that good. I mean, it's pure heaven for me. I mean, I love the sweetness, the spice, the boldness, the complexity, the richness, everything that I could want in a finished bourbon is in this. And to be honest, I'm not always overly crazy about a port cask finished bourbon, but this, with what they're starting with, that base layer of already a solid aged 12-year MGP bourbon, and then what they do with it with the port casks, I mean, they've done an absolutely fantastic job. So would I give this a buy recommendation? I mean, hands down. It's, you know, and today's day and age, with this being $125, it's an incredible value for me in terms of what it is you're getting. It's just, again, it's pure heaven, and I don't even know how else to describe really how good of a finished bourbon this really is. So I don't even know if I have to go into the finish part of it. I mean, it's all day. It's everything I've described. It's just, again, it's pure heaven. It's decadent. I mean, I can't really even put it in words anymore. I hope that if you get this, you'll leave a comment below and let me know your thoughts on this. And for me, it's not always often that when you first crack open, especially a finished whiskey, that you get something that tastes that good that soon. And for me, it was like almost immediate as to what this really had to offer. So with that being said, I hope if you're able to pick this up, you'll leave a comment below. Let me know your thoughts on this, if you enjoy it as much as I do. I hope you do, and I think you will if you like a good, excellent, finished whiskey. This is it for you. Hopefully you'll enjoy it as much as I do. So with that being said, I will leave links in the description below to this pick that was done from Don's Liquors and Wine out in California. I would highly encourage you to get it before this one's gone. Again, this bottle was specifically $61.43. So if you're looking for this one exactly, go check it out, see if there's still any available. We're in the middle part of December of 2020, so I don't know how much longer these will even be available. Once people start getting an idea of really how good this is, I'm pretty sure they're gonna fly off the shelf. So with that being said, I wanna say thank you so much for tuning into another one of my reviews. Greatly appreciate that. If you'd like to follow me, you can on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all of those places at My Bourbon Journey. If you'd like to help support the channel, you can through my Patreon page, which I'll have linked in the description below. So again, with that being said, make sure you leave a comment. When you get a hold of this, please leave me a comment. Let me know your thoughts and feelings on this one specifically. I'm looking forward to hearing what others have to say about that. So with that being said, I want to say again, thank you so much for tuning into another one of my reviews. And as always, it's about the journey and not the destination. Cheers.